Hello, everyone. This is Attorney Edgar Pascua. It is my honor to join you in your continued endeavor and journey towards fulfilling your dreams of becoming lawyers. This is the fourth part of the lecture series on election law. For those who want a macro perspective, there is actually a video series also on election law review, which you can access also through YouTube. But this is the fourth part for this series on election law, equivalent to a semester's discussion. On this fourth part of this video series, we shall be discussing electoral systems and political parties. For context, we have to remember that our electoral system relies on the system of direct voting. In direct voting, the electors who are qualified to vote directly choose who they want to vote for during elections, unlike in other jurisdictions where voting is cast through the representatives of the people whom they choose to vote on their behalf. May I direct you as an example to the manner of voting in the US of A, for example, where they have the electoral college. The matter of electoral systems is also important here in understanding election law. We have to understand the manner of the selection, no, of how votes are counted or appreciated in the selection of our officials or officers who are to take on power. There are three known electoral systems all over the world. You have the plurality or first past the post. The second, you have the majoritarian or the majority system. And the third one, we have proportional representation. This reading the descriptions of what these electoral systems are, you may have the impression already of what system is being followed in the Philippines, which is of course the plurality or first past the post system, where the candidate with the most votes wins even without more than 50%. So our candidate could win even if he does not um, get the majority votes, no? Unlike in the majority or majoritarian system, it is the candidate who gets more than 50% or the majority votes who wins the election. In proportional representation, our votes consider the proportion of the composition of the body. Seats are shared among parties or candidates based on the percentage vote or votes they receive. Um, the advantages and advantages are apparent. The majoritarian or majority system assures that those that represents the electorate has the sentiment and the ascendancy over the majority of the voters. While for the plurality, especially if you have a good number of candidates, the person who gets the most number of votes may even be not the choice of the majority, especially if you have so many candidates in a specific position where the votes of the people are divided among the several or many candidates. In proportional representation, where a certain percentage is only considered in order for the candidate or their representatives of the party to win is required, the advantage there is the distribution of power amongst the candidates, especially in a multi-party system. No, um, you have the idea that, well, in its diluted sense, our party list system follows proportional representation. I am saying that it's in a diluted sense because actually there are specific examples and categories for proportional representation in which many jurisdictions abroad follow or adhere to. No? But safe to say that our electoral system follows the plurality or the first past the post system. So our country has a multi-party presidential representative and democratic system. And because we use primarily the first past the post system or the plurality system, our candidates only win because they have the most votes out of the several candidates, even if they do not get the majority. If you look at um, the candidates for elections, um, you have a sense of how they are chosen, no? Most of them by plurality votes, but the party list representatives win by a proportional representation. No? They need to get 2%, no, of the votes, no, before they get a seat until all the 20% slots for the House of Reps are filled up. No, so what is a political party? A political party is an organized group of persons pursuing the same ideology, political ideas, or platforms of government, and includes its branches and divisions. No? Um, uh, you have to consider not only the constitution that requires that there shall be uh, party list systems, party list system, but the overall concept that our system allows for the existence of political parties because statute or BP 881 allows it. So political parties, uh, that system has to consider the following points for the candidates that membership in a political party is not actually required to get elected because we have candidates who run for elections as independent. They choose not to belong to political parties because sometimes belonging to a political party may have a negative effect for certain positions, especially if those political parties may have an experienced the negative impression. They may have given the negative impression, for example, to the electors, and or maybe because the independent political party or political candidate feels that he needs not any of the machineries of the political party. Um, you might want to ask also, oh, bakit may party list system? Ang ano naman, in the party list system, um, the representatives are not directly voted for because they are nominated by the political party. It's the political party, the party list system that we vote, no? But the candidacy or the representation is of each representative of the party list is not, they are not individual candidates, but they are representatives of the candidate, which is the party list group itself. Okay. You have to understand also the significance of the political party, though it's not a requirement for candidacy, but political parties may be appreciated as significant, especially when there is already um, withdrawal or disqualification, or there is a death or whatever reason for the incapacity already of the, not incapacity, yung pagka-erase nung kandidatura nung candidate, no? If after the last day of the filing of the certificates of candidacy, an official candidate of a registered or accredited political party dies, withdraws, or is disqualified for any cause, only a person belonging to and certified by the same political party may file a certificate of candidacy to substitute a person who has died, withdrawn, or has been disqualified. Um, then we have this party list system. Under the Constitution, it is an imperative that the House of Representatives shall be composed of, including those who are by law elected through a party list system of registered national, regional, and sectoral parties or organizations. Together with the district representatives, the Constitution requires that they be there be also a um, certain percentage of our House of Reps which are composed of party lists groups. The party list requirement under the Constitution is not self-executing because it lacks details. That is why we have the Party List System Act, or RA 7941. Its policy says that the state shall promote proportional representation in the election of representatives to the House of Reps through a party list system of, remember this, registered national, regional, and sectoral parties or organizations or coalitions thereof, which will enable Filipino citizens belonging to the marginalized and underrepresented sectors, organizations, and parties, and who lack well-defined political constituencies, but who could contribute to the formulation and enactment of appropriate legislation that will benefit a nation as a whole, to become members of the House of Representatives. So, if you look at the policy, if you look at the policy, the declaration of policy, it is to give voices to those who do not have any. It is to represent those, ideally, in spirit, those who are marginalized, yung nasa laylayan, and those who are under or unrepresented, but have an ideology or cause. Mind the case later on in Atong Paglaom, where the Supreme Court declared that not all those in the party list must belong to the marginalized. No, they may be ideology based, but the party list system, according to ang Bagong Bayani, no, the case of ang Bagong Bayani versus ang Bagong Bayani OFW, um, the PLS is a social justice tool designed not only to give more law to those great masses of our people who have less in life, but also enable them to become veritable lawmakers themselves, empowered to participate directly in the enactment of laws designed to benefit them. They are no longer recipients to welfare, but they create policies that would protect their very welfare themselves. It intends to make the marginalized and underrepresented not merely passive recipients of the state's benevolence, but active participants in mainstream representative democracy. Now, finally, in the 1987 Constitution, the essence is to really empower those who were prior to the Constitution of 87 may have lacked the voices in in Congress. So, who qualifies to be representatives of the party list system? Because definitely the entity must be represented in Congress. There is the age requirement; they must be 25 years old, but there is a maximum age requirement for those representing the youth. Um, but what if you exceed 30 years old during your incumbency as a candidate, no, or as a representative of the PLS? The law says that any youth sectoral representative, this is only for the youth representative, no, the youth any youth sectoral representative who attains the age of 30 during his tenure shall be allowed to continue his office until the expiration of the term. Bona fide member of the party list organization which needs to represent for at least 90 days preceding the election, no, is a requirement. It's a requirement. So he must be a member. The representative must be a member of the party list group 90 days, no, before the election, and he must be a registered voter anywhere in the Philippines, because unlike district representatives, they are elected by the Filipino at large, no, and 1 year resident in the Philippines prior to their election as a general requirement for lawmakers. No, how are they chosen? Who chooses and how are they chosen? Party list representatives shall be proclaimed by the COMELEC based on the list of names submitted by the respective parties, organizations, coalitions, or coalitions of the COMELEC according to their ranking in the said list. There is a ranking because of the possibility of death or disability or disqualification or whatnot of the representatives. No? So it's the party list groups that chooses the representatives themselves, and they are included in the roster, the list of names submitted by to the COMELEC. So the requirement in the law is 20% of the members of the lower house, the House of Representatives, must be party list. And the number pa naman ng ating House of Reps in your constituent have increased from their minimum requirement of 250 members. Now we have more than 300 members, more than 300 members because of the increase of the membership, no? By reason of law also. And if a party list fails to get 2% of the votes of for the two consecutive elections, because they only need to get 2% of the votes of all the electors to get a seat, no? If they fail to get the 2% for two consecutive elections, they may remove from the registered party list under the COMELEC or by the COMELEC. Um, any organized group of persons may register as a party list organization or coalition for the purpose of the party list system by filing with the COMELEC not later than 90 days before the election. Remember that the number 90 days, that's also the same number required for those who are chosen to be representatives of the party list. No? A petition, they file a petition verified by its president or secretary stating its desire to participate in the party list system as a national, regional, or sectoral party. Remember the distinction later on between national, regional, and sectoral parties, which requires to be representing the marginalized, no? Or organizations or a coalition of such parties or organizations attaching thereto in its constitution, bylaws, platform of or program of government, list of officers, coalition agreement, and other relevant information as the COMELEC may require. Provided that the sectors shall include labor, peasant, fisherfolk, urban poor, indigenous cultural communities, elderly, handicapped women, youth, veterans, overseas workers, and professionals. No? Um, um, Practically those who are marginalized. Since they are vetted before they are allowed to run, definitely we could say that party list groups cannot be thereafter considered as nuisance candidates, no? Because they already vetted, no? Kasi hinihingian din ng platform of governance, yung kanilang proposals, no? Unlike lone candidates whose certificates of candidacy may be accepted but subsequently declared nuisance candidates. Here, they are already registered from several applicants. No, they are those who are allowed to run are really they are filtered by COMELEC already. Case of Atong Paglaom versus COMELEC, ito yon, that the party list law does not require national or regional parties to only represent the marginalized sector. Why? Because they may be ideology based. Because according to the Supreme Court, disallowing them to participate in the process might, um, exclude them and inappropriately exclude them. No? Um, and where else would they go? Would they go to speak up for their causes? Um, Under the party-list system, an ideology-based or cause-oriented political party is clearly different from a sectoral party. A political party need not be organized as a sectoral party and need not represent any particular sector. There is no requirement under the law that a national or regional political party must represent the marginalized and underrepresented. It is sufficient that the political party consists of citizens who advocate the same ideology or platform or the same governance principle and policies, regardless of their economic status as citizens. So this here the Supreme Court says na just allow them to run basta they have the same ideology, they are ideology oriented, because where else would they exhaust their intentions or their proposals? Would they go to the mountains? Would they, where would they air out their proposals or their causes? No? Uh, this gives reason for certain groups, like for example, you have the LPGMA, the liquefied petroleum gas manufacturers, no? um, whose representatives and the representation itself, I don't think, honestly, in my opinion, my humble opinion, they need not belong to the marginalized, though they could, you know, state otherwise, but they have their ideologies also. Maybe consumerism, siguro, no? The welfare of consumers, no? But it's as consumers are is also a sector. You also have, for example, well, mind you, however, no, that the representatives of the party list need not belong to the sector themselves, because like those who are belonging to transport groups, they need not be drivers. They may be the transport groups may be represented by lawyers or those who may be learned in law, no. So fisher folk, they need not be fishermen or fisher folk. They may be represented by those who believe could best represent them, no? um the registration of the party list may be refused for reasons stated under the law. If it's a religious sect or denomination, organization, or association, a religious sect cannot run as a party list, but members of the sect can form their own party list. What I'm saying is, a religious sect cannot run as a party list, but a party list may be dominated by members of religious sects or groups, of course. It advocates violence or unlawful means to seek the goal. Because violence and you know uh, lawlessness defeats the idea of a democracy. It is a foreign party organization, of course. Sovereignty resides in the Filipino people, di ba? And all governmental power emanates from us. It is receiving support from any foreign government. Of course, the same logic. It violates or fails to comply with the laws and rules or regulations relating to elections. It declares untruthful statements in the petition, the application for a PLS. If it ceased to exist for a year, or it fails to participate for two elections, or failed to get 2% for two consecutive elections. So pwedeng i-refuse ang kanilang registration, or they are no longer renewed, they are cancelled, no? Some cases, the case of Angladlad versus Comelec, where the court says that the Comelec's refusal to register Angladlad as a party list group is unlawful or unconstitutional, as this was based on provision on verses from the Quran and the Bible. We might also be interested, we might be interested in religious freedom here and the separation between the state and the church, because what was relied here are alleged violations of maybe morality, but religion being the basis for the refusal of the LGBT community. That's wrong. No, that's wrong. The Supreme Court right here recognizes the role of the LGBT community, who may also have their own causes that they want also advocated in Congress. Um, how do the party list groups get a seat? Every party list group gets one seat for every 2%, 2%ers, no? All 2%ers, you get 3 seats. And every 2%ers can only get 3 seats of the 20% population of the lower house. Each group that gets 2% of the total party list votes will get a seat each. Their number two nominee will become congressman. Sorry, number one will become a part of Congress. And after all the 2%ers get their vote each, what remains of the seats in 20 will be distributed evenly among the 2%ers until all the 20% of Congress are filled up. So that's why there are certain party list groups who have 3 representatives, some two, some one only. Kasi though 2%ers sila, some may have gotten more than 2% if you count the may have more votes if you count the actual equivalent of the 2%, no? So, this is how they get it. A voter elects only a single party list group. That's why if you look at the list of candidates, there are so many in the Codigo, no? You see the many party list groups, but the voter only chooses one. There's only one slot. Isang bilog lang ang guguhitan nila for the party list group, no? So, remember here again that only one seat of those who obtain the 2% will be intended for the party list. One seat lang talaga, or well, that's the gist of it, one seat, no? But they are allowed up to 3 seats pag may sobra pa. So, yung sobra, yung additional 2 seats depend on their rank. Pang ilan sila sa mga 2%ers, no? So, other party lists actually can still get seats as the 20% needs to be filled up, meaning even if you did not get 2%, okay? Even if you did not get 2%, you may still be given seats. Like you're 1.9%, 1.8% hanggang mapuno yung 20%. So, those who obtained less than 2% votes intended for the PLS shall be given a seat based on the ranking. Partyless groups must fill 20% of the total seats of the House of Representatives. So, you base it on the ranking, how many um, how many votes did the less than 2%ers get? They will be the first ones to be given priority after all the 2%ers have already been occupied, no? Yung 2%ers na mga seats. So, that's all for this part. Um, um, I hope that this lecture may have helped you understand the part on the matter of the parties and the partyless system. I invite you to also view the preceding and succeeding videos for a better understanding of the matter of election law. Again, this is Attorney Edgar Pasqua. Uh, for my students, I hope this helped you in your classes. Thank you.